Hello everyone, welcome to our channel and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. And this week we are breaking things up a little bit. So you may have noticed I've been doing a lot of retail and venue lots. So it is finally time to do a residential house. Yay! But you know, we're not just doing any old house. Well, it is an old house, but you know, we gotta make it unique. So I decided we're doing a old castle gatehouse. And I actually got inspiration for this house off of Pinterest. And in one of my previous videos, I did say I don't usually take Pinterest photos and then copy it, but I kind of did that with this house. If you want to check it out, the link will be in the description. But I just really love the exterior of this house, so I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I want to create in The Sims. And since we just made a wedding venue lot that is made of castle ruins, how perfect is this? And it's kind of cool because in the distance you can see the castle ruins. This lot is like right up the road, so I figured in the game too that this was perfect. This is in Windenburg. We're kind of starting to get this whole neighborhood built up now, which is really cool. This is the section that's out in the country. This is so pretty. I do really like downtown Windenburg. It's cool, but this is gorgeous. And there is another lot that's kind of surrounded by ponds in this neighborhood, and I had previously built a house there before I started doing YouTube, and I really like it because it's a starter, so you can check that out in the gallery if you're interested. But I really do want to do another house in that lot, so eventually we'll do that. But yeah, this neighborhood is kind of coming together, and I might have like 1 or 2 lots that I haven't done yet, which is very surprising. I guess a lot of the houses that I've built in the past just fit so perfectly into this neighborhood. Like I said, I wish it was just like huge and I would just keep building in the country. I am not a city girl, so you are not a city bird. Doesn't like the city either. But so we're inside. It was just a brief kind of getting the exterior, all the walls put in, and like I've said in some of my other videos, I do all the landscaping at the end. I feel like it's most important to get the structure of the house done and make sure that's everything's there of how I want it, because if you end up bumping out walls or moving stuff, then I just did all that landscaping for no reason. So that's why I do all my landscaping at the end. But in the kitchen, this is my first time actually using the, I don't know, is it the country kitchen kit? I had put off buying this for so long. I don't know why. I guess because it didn't have a ton of items. The items are cute and I really do like it. The clutter is really good. I just wish there was more items with this, but I had used a couple of these other clutter items in the I Love Lucy apartment because I just felt like that it just went perfectly. But otherwise, I don't think I've used anything from this kit. So I'm like, yes, I am definitely using this kit. I try not to use a ton of kits all the time. I understand not everyone has kits and I'm not a huge fan of kits, but I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna use it for this. Here's just like a little side note. If you want to download this and you don't have the kit and you have cottage living, which you will need for this lot, just replace the stuff from cottage living with all the cabinets for the kitchen. Yeah, just replace it with that. It'll be close. That's the other thing. That's like those two sets are very similar, but yeah, the clutter stuff was cute, so you'll be missing a little bit of the clutter. So this house, interior design, it's kind of all over the place. Maybe this is more of me in real life. I still cannot figure out how I want to decorate where we're living right now. I like way too many things and I can never decide on what I want. See, the thing is, if I just pick something, I would change my mind immediately. And like my office, that it is like got pink kind of on the bottom part of the walls, and then it's a neutral-ish color on top, which I don't mind the neutral color. playing with his feathers again. But the pink I thought I'd like, and I'm like, no, I do not like the pink. So then it made me think, it's like, okay, well, I really need to get serious about our own house and trying to decorate stuff. I don't know. I have commitment issues, I guess. I can't commit to anything. I can't decide. Also why it's hard for me to build stuff, because I have decision-making problems. That's it. I can't make up my mind ever. So I kind of started off being like really cutesy in the kitchen, and I'm like, you know what? I don't ever really do this style. Yes, I'm going for that. This is an old house. I figured maybe the flooring is just redone. Flooring's original. So we're going for an old kitchen, and then I kind of wanted to have the walls look like they're older. The thing is with these gatehouses is basically the worker servant would live here and monitor who's coming in and out of, well, whatever the wall is surrounding. So like in this instance, the castle. So they wouldn't have had luxury accommodations, and I was kind of keeping that in mind. But I figured, you know, the people have moved in here and they fixed it up, so the flooring's probably nice. But then also, if you've noticed about old houses, that they used to be built really well. So, I mean, a lot of them have held up because they were built with quality products and quality workmanship. So I kind of figured, you know, some of this might be pretty realistic. I mean, a lot of the wood elements, I guess, maybe, I don't know. Would that be realistic or not? I don't know. I did not find any interior pictures of castle houses. Gate houses. But yeah, so I kind of was a little all over the place here, and I decided, I'm like, you know what? I'm going for it. The living room is just going to be dark. I don't tend to usually do really dark, so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm doing different stuff with this build, so yeah, we're just going for it. So we have this really dark living room. We have this kind of bright and proper bedroom. And then the kitchen, I don't know, the bedroom and the kitchen kind of go, but I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I figured it's like maybe some younger people live here and they were going for the just dark and eclectic look, and that's basically what I did here, is eclectic for sure. But kind of trying to keep in like some of those older elements, and I feel like the people that moved in here really appreciated the history of this place, and so they like the older antiques and older stuff, and that's kind of where I went with this, and I think it's pretty cool. I can't remember the lot size. This is like a 40 by 30, I think, is the lot size. And yeah, I was running out of lots, and then I took a look at this lot and I'm like, do I build it here? This is a huge lot for a tiny house. Oh yes, and this is a tiny small house. It's like 97 or 98 tiles. I don't know. I think it says up there. So that's kind of like the fun thing about this, is we have this small tiny house, but then a huge area for the grounds. And then yes, what I wanted to have was kind of still like the gate there, which was kind of hard to do because I figured, you know, the gate is probably like dilapidated and old, like the castle ruins, and no one's really keeping it up. But I figured maybe they kind of restored the wall here because, like I said, whoever's living here appreciates the history, and so there's a gate. And I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool. So yes, there will be a lot of landscaping towards the end because this lot is huge. You know what? It's kind of fun. If you want to try to get better at landscaping skills, which I still don't completely feel comfortable with, I'm liking it more and more the more I do it. But it's a good way to practice to kind of fill in a huge lot, and I don't want to spoil anything because I'll let you see as we go kind of what I did. But yeah, it's difficult filling in a big amount of space when you're not really taking up all that space with the house. But yeah, you'll have to let me know how I did. It worked. So all right, we're on the outside finally. Yay! Yeah, so this is the gate section. So yeah, realistically, I feel like these walls would be very destroyed. So maybe this was rebuilt, restored, whatever. It was very hard to figure out how to do this gate. So you'll see in a little bit, I used the vampire's gate. That was like the biggest one we had. And I'm like, you know what? It'll function as a gate. So that's cool. There's some stuff in there was some stuff in debug, if I can talk. My mouth is so dry. The house is dry. Please forgive me. There was some other gates that were in debug, like kind of open, which is cool, but everything that they were attached to didn't really go with this style. So I did what I did, and I feel like that turned out pretty good, but I really wished I could have done like this grand, majestic gate entrance, but yeah, I definitely, like, if we wanted to go huge on that scale, or maybe the gate is actually kind of physically connected to the house, I've seen those, we would need a bigger lot. I felt like, yes, this was perfect. But anyways, I have another build that's coming that is quite large. I was thinking I was gonna have it done for this week, and it was like, do I get a video out late or no? As much as it bothers me to start working on something and stop it, I did. It's big. That's all I'll say. You'll have to make sure you're subscribed and stick around so you can see what I have planned. I'm very excited about it. But yeah, it's big. So it's very hard for me to not build everything big. And even this, I'm like, why did I pick such a huge lot? It took a long time for landscaping. Like, okay, so this is how I figured I wanted to do, how I wanted this lot to be. So I wanted kind of like that old gravelly pathway that's still there. And I'm like, you know what? Whoever lives here, this is where they park their vehicles. So you have like this grand entrance of a gate, and then you can park all the vehicles back here. And then kind of in my mind was like, maybe this is a tourist spot, and then there's enough parking to come and like check it out. Not really realistic for the game, but kind of in my mind, I'm like, maybe they charge admission. Kind of cool idea. Yeah, so I had the drive go back there, which I think is pretty fancy. I think it's pretty cool. I don't remember the price of this house. It's actually somewhat affordable. It is not a starter, as you can probably see. But yay, for once, I actually built something that is not ridiculously expensive. The retail lots can get expensive. And yes, when you try to add a lot of stuff in, it gets expensive. But using a lot of the debug plants kind of kept things a little cheaper. I think most of the money is on the interior. And you can always buy this place unfurnished and like do what you want to, and then the landscaping will still be there. So yeah, if you like furnishing on the inside and you hate landscaping, I guess that's the way to go. And then I would be very curious to know how much this costs without all this stuff inside. You too? Yeah, because I don't think there's a lot of money on the outside, but it looks really cool. As we finish up with the landscaping, we'll start to wrap things up, but make sure you stick around a little bit longer because I have some fun little things that I put into the landscaping here. And then, as always, there's picture and video tour at the end, and that's always fun to kind of see the house come to life and see the end product. But make sure you give us a like and subscribe. We would love to see you again next week, and hopefully I'll have my big project ready by then. But until then, enjoy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye!